Welcome to the 2025 FIM Supermoto World Championship, and welcome to Spain for the opening round of the season. This year we once again begin the S1GP Tour with the Grand Prix of Comunitat Valenciana in beautiful Albaida. This historic town is situated less than an hour from the ever-popular Alicante and is home to approximately 6,000 residents. Its highlights include the Castillo Palacio de los Milán de Aragon, a 15th century palace which houses a fabulous collection of Baroque paintings, as well as the Albaida International Puppet Museum. Albaida is also home to a vast array of impressive fountains from all eras of this municipality and hosts numerous traditional festivals throughout the year. Around the town there are also excellent trails to explore. Albaida is always worth visiting, but if you join us for today's broadcast, the real fireworks take place just north of the town itself, at the Circuit de Albaida. "2025 looks to be a year of familiar faces, but many of our top riders are now with new teams.
I'm really happy to be here. For me, a new year and different year. New team, DRT, and a new bike, but the feeling is okay. It's a very nice bike. I'm here to try to fight for the win the World Championship.
Welcome back to S1GP. We are here in Albaida for the season opener of the 2025 season. I'm happy to be here. Some changes like in my team. I ride now for Team Undici. We walk again with Giona Andriani for our suspension. I'm super happy and we are ready to start a great season. I think my opponents will be Lucas Hellbacher and Julian Avila for this year, but I'm always ready to battle. So yeah, I'm here to win the races. I'm here to be world champion. And let's do it 5 in a row. So that's the plan for me for this year. So I wish you guys a lot of fun during the year and see you guys on track. Bye.
I am here for the first GP25. I will fight for the win the race, and I want fight for the title S1. I won the title rookie 2024, and I am ready for give me my 100% for the title S1. I have the best team and the best bike.
For the second year in a row, we find ourselves kicking off the calendar at the Circuit de Albaida, a very interesting little circuit, just 1.1 kilometers, but a lot of challenges lie within. After missing most of the 2024 season, it's a warm welcome back to Lucas Hellbacher. He is your tour guide for today.
Lucas is here and I'm back in the Supermoto World Championship. We are here in Albaida. Circuito, really beautiful, and this track stands out with the elevation and the dirt section. So it's a very technical track, slippery as well. So let's start the first race of the 2025 S1GP season here and on the beautiful circuit of Albaida. After going the first straight, start-finish line, we have a long right corner with dusty tires. We are on a slightly slide, a little bit of sliding, like flat track. Then coming out really fast straight for Albaida is the fastest one. And going down to this left corner with hard braking, slippery left side of the tires. So it's very easy to lose the grip here. After that, we can see a very flowy kind of chicane and up and down. Is nice to ride, and the advantage is also to stay inside, and the conditions getting better because the tires are more clean. And we can see here the right, left and right corner, and the long right corner. If you stay inside, you have also possibility to overtake the riders because it's a long right corner. Here we can see the last right corner going into the last left before we enter to the off-road section. We can see a big elevation gap. It's really steep going down into the off-road. So yeah, you have to stay in the line on the off-road, because if you go a little bit left or right out of the line, it's super slippery with the slick tires. So the main goal is just to be calm and stay on the line. Now let's go with me on board and let's see how I do.
Show us how it's done, Lucas. He's aboard his new bike, his new KTM from Schruff Racing, and he'll give us a high-speed insight on the circuit to Albeida. Running down towards the first corner then, it is a right-hander, a triple apex right-hander, building up the speed through towards this left-hand kink to one of the best overtaking zones on the circuit. We've seen plenty of moves there last year into this left and then through the S-bend sequence. As Lucas alluded to, a lot of elevation change to be had here. We don't always see much elevation change on the tarmac sections of the circuit. A nice little challenge and something to enjoy for our riders before they launch themselves off the cliff and into the sky section. As Lucas alluded to, very slippery offline, but not really a bed of roses on the racing line either. The upcoming right-hander is particularly slippery, but Lucas elects to show us the Joker lane for this weekend, which we'll see in the third and final race of the weekend. In the super final, they have to do that once, and that makes things interesting from a strategic standpoint. One last double left over the crest of the hill, back onto the main straight, and that is our circuit for today. It's the first race of the season, and Lucas Hillbacker is our pole sitter. Schmidt and Cortez alongside him. Bonnell, Sammartin and Cardew on row number 2. Pernat, Kivers and Francisco Gomez on the third row. And all Czech row number 4, Nedved, Ullman and Prevaznik.
Activate.
We are underway for the first time in the 2025 S1GP season. A good start from Schmidt, it looked like, but the best start of all goes to Lucas Hillbacker. He's our early race leader, but out of the saddle there. First time through the left-hand kink. I think the rear tyre maybe not quite up to temp just yet. A little bit of a scare then for Lucas Hillbacker, but he is still our race leader from the pole position slot. Mark Reiner Schmidt follows him in second place. Now, of course, aboard a Team Undici motorcycle, a new team for the defending champion. Julian Avia Cortez following in third place, of course. He was the rookie champion last year. He said it before in the build-up. He is determined to fight for the overall title in 2025. And currently the fight is ongoing for our first win of the season. Lucas Hillbacker just ahead of Schmidt for the time being, but Schmidt looking interested there into what is arguably the best overtaking opportunity on the lap. That left-hander effectively acts as a hairpin. You can certainly make a slide to the inside if you're close enough to your competitor. Great to have Lucas Hillbacker back for the full season in 2025. He will be delighted to be running at the front of the field. The top 3 come through shot, a bit of a gap between the top 3 and the rest of the field. Hillbacker still aboard a KTM, of course. That partnership between the Austrian manufacturer and Hillbacker is going nowhere. Still aboard a TM as well, of course, is Mark Reiner Schmidt, our defending champion. The hardware has not changed, but the awning has for Mark Reiner Schmidt. Continuing on into this race, and Schmidt looks closer than ever before. He's to the inside. And at turn 5, he finally gets it done. Has looked close on the last couple of laps, but Mark Reiner Schmidt is now your race leader. Now, can he build a gap over Lucas Hillbacker? Still riding close together as they go through this sinewy sequence of corners on the tarmac section of this circuit. The action area, the sky off-road section of this circuit. As Lucas Hillbacker said, an immense challenge. Finding traction, finding grip, staying upright is a huge challenge. You can almost see the riders' bodies freeze around some of the corners as they then mess with the weight distribution over the Metzeler tyres, going through the treacherous dirt. Under the Alpina bridge they go. As you can see, exactly what I was talking about there. You can see, well, Hellbacker dangling the leg and shifting around a bit more, but Mark Reiner-Schmidt almost frozen on the saddle there. Just trying to make sure he doesn't disrupt the grip underneath him, what little of it there is. A really thrilling circuit here at Albaida. It's a circuit that Lucas Hillbacker, of course, didn't run last year in the World Championship. He did, however, clinch the Spanish Championship here back in 2021, so he is familiar with Albaida, even though he wasn't with us last year for the season opener. Mark Reiner-Schmidt, of course, was beaten last year to the first Grand Prix victory of the season by Thomas Charret. Charret hanging up the helmet at the conclusion of 2024. The most successful rider in the history of the FIM Supermoto World Championship. I'm sure that's an accolade that Mark Reiner-Schmidt has half an eye on. Julian Avila-Cortez running a fairly lonely third place in this race, but it's all good points to kick off the season aboard the MTR KTM. Of course, that's the team that we used to associate with Lucas Hillbacker. There's Ferran Cardu, the hybrid rider, I'll call him. Whether it's flat track, supermoto or road racing, he competes in it. Mark Reiner-Schmidt does a bit of road racing as well, but he is at his most formidable on a supermoto machine, as we see with his first victory of the year.
Yeah, so I could win the first race here in Albaida. I had amazing race pace. I could overtake Lucas after a couple of laps and give him like 9 or 10 seconds. So my pace was incredible. Thanks to Team Undici and Giona Andreani. They make great setup on the bike and the suspension. I feel great here. Yeah, thanks to all my sponsors. Can't wait to put the hammer down tomorrow for 2 more races. So see you guys there.
A great result for Mark Reiner-Schmidt to kick off his title defence. Hillbacker taking second, Cortez, Bonnell, Sammartin and Cardu running us down to 6th place. Kivers, Pernat, Nedved and Pravaznik rounding out the top 10. A highlight of the first round of the season was taking the FIM Supermoto World Championship down into Albaida town itself. The fans and the locals getting a great opportunity to see the bikes and the competitors up close. Of course, once we arrived at the circuit, it was all business and all eyes on that podium for the fans and for the competitors. It was a Metzeler Super Pole for Lucas Hillbacker, of course, in qualifying. He was delighted with that start to his weekend, but of course on Sunday he wanted victories in the races to try and win the first Grand Prix of 2025. The fast race is underway. Sunday morning starts with a bang for Mark Reiner-Schmidt. He moves into an early lead. Lucas Hillbacker there, really muscled out by several riders. That was Julian Avila-Cortez that has moved up into 2nd place, but a great start for Mark Reiner-Schmidt. He is your race leader then on the first lap of the race. We ride on board with Avila-Cortez in that 2nd position. He's the leading KTM then in the early stages. He'll want to keep Hillbacker behind if he can, but that's going to be no mean feat. Lucas there fighting the bike, coming over the crest of the hill. Lucas always such a physical rider. You can see every adjustment, every movement that he makes. When he's comfortable on the bike, he is sublime to watch, and even when he's not comfortable, he seems to make it work. Of course, he has a big role to play in KTM. He's often doing riding for their promotional events and media B-roll and so on. An integral part of the Austrian team. The Austrian manufacturer, I should say. Mark Greiner Schmidt, meanwhile, an integral part of the front of the running order in this race and in the FIM Supermoto World Championship now for many years. It is the era of Schmidt. The question is, can anybody break that streak? He said it at the top of the broadcast, 5 in a row is the goal. Me down there from Avia Cortez in second position on the MTR KTM. He's holding off Lucas Hillbacker on what should be just about identical machinery. And that is very impressive from the young Spanish competitor. It was those two KTMs that this man Schmidt said, that's going to be my main competition. Hillbacker and Avia Cortez. And that's a glowing endorsement for the young 18-year-old Julian Avia Cortez in particular. The reigning rookie champion. The gap between them, not huge. In fourth place there as well as Ferran Cardu. Of course, the rider, very popular in Spain, Cardu. Lots of the local fans will be cheering him on. Sitting in fourth place for the time being. Riding on board with the Avia Cortez. Still in control of that second place. Hillbacker has not gotten close enough for an attempt at second position in this race. While Schmidt has rather disappeared away. This is still a very good performance from Avia Cortez. Down the hill and back up the hill again onto that dirt section. There's Steve Bonnell down in sixth place behind another one of our local guests, as it were, the number 9 of Francisco Gomez. Bonnell, of course, the 2023 rookie champion. Racing for the TSV Racing Factory TM Corsa team this year. Some more moving and shaking further back in the order. Mark Greiner Schmidt carving his way through. He really does make it look easy sometimes. Gabin Pernat down there in 8th position. A teammate to Steve Bonnell in that TSV Racing lineup. Of course, Bonnell, Pernat have both tasted great successes at the FIM Supermoto of Nations. But for now, the success goes to Mark Greiner Schmidt. 2 races in a row. What a start to the season this is looking like for Mark Greiner Schmidt. Another 25 points. Cortez and Hillbacker remain in second and third ahead of Cardu, Sammartin and Gomez in 6th.
I'm very happy for this race. The battle for Lucas is very difficult. I'm very happy for me. For Franco, the race is very difficult.
Mark Greiner Schmidt in a very strong position going into the super final. Cortez and Hillbacker tied on 42 points. Can either of them beat Schmidt? And who will come out in second place? Time for the super final. Mark Greiner Schmidt will have his eyes on the prize from pole position. Cortez and Hillbacker on row number 1 with him. Cardu, Sammartin and Gomez on the second row. Steve Bonnell, Gabin Pernat, Mitya Krasnicki in 9th position. Gravaznik, Nedved and Bessiers rounding out the top dozen in this race. The first super final of the year is underway, and it's a good start from the pole sitter. Mark Greiner Schmidt leads, or does he? Because around the outside there, we have one of the others. Oh, very loose indeed. I think that's Ferran Cardu, isn't it? From the second row of the grid. A brilliant start from the number 6 all the way up into second place then. Critically, in third position is Lucas Hilbacher, so Lucas is ahead of Avia Cortez, but what a start from the second place man Ferran Cardu. Mark Reiner-Schmidt leads the way once again. Everyone, of course, has to take the Joker at some point in this race, which is on the outside of the right-hander we just went through. For Schmidt, though, it's ideal circumstances. Already several bike lengths clear at the front of the field. There is Cardu in second place aboard his Honda. Really showing out here. We know exactly what he's capable of from several appearances in the World Championship, particularly in his home nation of Spain. For now, he's the thorn in the side of Lucas Hilbacher, who would love to try and pursue this man, Mark Reiner-Schmidt. But Ferran is going to have his elbows out unquestionably. Was that a move up ahead for second place? Avia Cortez running in fourth. We ride on board with him as it looks like there's some great racing going on up ahead. And yes, indeed, through into second place has gone Lucas Hilbacher. Cardu is down to third position. Avia Cortez might want to get himself some popcorn as he watches that battle from a little way further behind. Lucas Hilbacher is up to P2 then. Can he try and pursue Mark Reiner-Schmidt? Very few riders can shrink a deficit to someone the caliber of Mark Reiner-Schmidt. But the world's fastest baker might be able to cook up something special. And sure enough, he is closing, isn't he? Lucas Hilbacher with the bit between his teeth as Mark Reiner-Schmidt goes into the Joker lane. I don't think Hilbacher would have followed him through. And there is Lucas just coming out ahead of Mark Reiner-Schmidt. Not much time lost there for Schmidt versus Lucas Hilbacher. Hilbacher, though, still has to serve that Joker lap himself, of course. And Mark is right on his rear tyre. It's going to be hard for Hilbacher to try and retain this lead. I'm sure there's going to be a fully committed... Oh, goodness me! I was going to say a fully committed run through the Joker lane, but that was a huge lunge from Mark Reiner-Schmidt, and that has sent Lucas Hilbacher well offline. And potentially, has it sent him into retirement in the race? I think he's still going, but Mark Reiner-Schmidt is now our leader. Contact between the two of them. Hilbacher still has to serve his run through the Joker, of course. That was a huge, dramatic moment in the race. Hilbacher is still there in second position critically. Mark Reiner-Schmidt didn't have to wait for the Joker. He moved into the race lead with a big move onto the dirt section. He wins the race 3 from 3 for Mark Reiner-Schmidt. Lucas Hilbacher, not sure how he's going to feel about that. But second position all the same in both the Grand Prix and the Superfinal. Ferran Cardu in third, Cortez and Sammartin rounding out our top 5. And confirmation that the first red plate of the year will stick with Mark Reiner-Schmidt. 12 points clear in the Grand Prix. Third place in the event going to Julen Avia Cortez. A delightful performance from him. Lucas Hilbacher, runner-up. 2 KTMs on the podium. Only 1 TM. Team Undici's new signing, Mark Reiner-Schmidt. New bike? Maybe. New form? Absolutely not. He's picked up right where he's left off. Juan Carlos Roses there, presenting the trophy. And Diego Clement passing the red plate over to the German sensation. Your winner, Mark Reiner-Schmidt.
Great weekend. I could won all the 3 races, had a nice fight with Lucas in the Superfinal. I'm super happy and thankful for my team, for my sponsors. They all trusted me. Yeah, we take the red plate from here, and yeah, big thanks also to Giona Andriani and Andriani Group. We make great tests here. Can't wait to race in Sardinia. I'm ready, guys. Thank you all, and see you soon on track. Bye.
Confirmation then that Schmidt will lead the championship. Of course, this is also the order from the Grand Prix. Schmidt, Hurlbacher, Villa, Cortez, Cardu and San Martin, your top 5 in the event and in the championship standings. We now set sail for Sardinia. The second round of the season comes on the second weekend of May. Can anyone beat Schmidt?